In the quiet, moonlit town of Drivers Grove, nestled deep within a dense forest, a chilling legend had taken root over the centuries. The locals whispered tales of a malevolent presence that haunted the woods, a force so ancient and sinister that it had claimed the lives of many who dared to venture into its domain. This was a place where fear and darkness thrived, and no one truly knew what horrors awaited in the heart of the forest. For years, the people of Drivers Grove had stayed away from the woods at night, leaving the eerie silence to be broken only by the distant hoots of owls and the rustling of unseen creatures. It was on one fateful evening that Emily, a curious and adventurous soul, decided to challenge the local legend. Emily had heard the whispers about the forest's malevolent spirit, but her skepticism outweighed her fear. Armed with a dimly lit lantern and an audacious spirit, she ventured into the woods as the moon hung low in the sky, casting long, ominous shadows. As Emily delved deeper into the forest, the night grew colder and the air thick with an unsettling tension. She couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching her, lurking just beyond the reach of her lantern's feeble light. Her footsteps echoed in the eerie silence, the only sound breaking the stillness of the night. The deeper she ventured, the trees became, their branches forming a gnarled canopy overhead, blocking out the moonlight. Emily felt an unnerving sensation crawl up her spine, like 1,000 unseen eyes watching her every move. She pressed on, her heart pounding like a drum in her chest. After what seemed like hours, Emily stumbled upon a clearing bathed in an eerie, ethereal glow. In the center stood an ancient oak tree, its gnarled roots stretching out like skeletal fingers. The air grew colder, and Emily's breath formed ghostly wisps in the frigid night. As she approached the tree, a haunting melody filled the air, soft and mournful. It was a tune unlike any she had ever heard, a symphony of sorrow that seemed to emanate from the very heart of the oak. Emily's curiosity got the best of her, and she reached out to touch the tree's rough bark. In that moment, the world around her seemed to shift and contort. The ancient oak transformed into a sinister, grotesque figure, its branches twisting into writhing, contorted limbs. It was a grotesque visage of agony and despair, and it stared down at Emily with hollow, soulless eyes. Frozen in terror, Emily watched as the tree's branches snaked down towards her, their touch icy and malevolent. The haunting melody grew louder, filling her ears and drowning out her screams. She tried to flee, but her feet were rooted to the ground, as if the very earth itself conspired to hold her in place. The branches wrapped around her with a bone-chilling grip, their sharp thorns piercing her flesh. Emily's cries for help were drowned out by the haunting melody, which seemed to seep into her very soul, filling her with an overwhelming sense of hopelessness. As the tree's branches tightened their grip, Emily's vision began to blur, and the world around her grew dim. In her final moments, she could hear the whispered voices of the forest, ancient and malevolent, celebrating their latest victim. The following morning, the people of Drivers Grove awoke to an eerie silence that hung heavy in the air. Emily's disappearance had sent shockwaves through the tight-knit community, and a sense of foreboding gripped the townsfolk. They knew the legend well, and they couldn't help but wonder if it had claimed another victim. Search parties were organized, and the woods were combed meticulously, but no trace of Emily was found. It was as if she had vanished without a trace, swallowed by the very darkness that had haunted the forest for centuries. Weeks turned into months, and Emily's fate became a haunting mystery, a cautionary tale told in hushed tones around campfires. Legend of the malevolent spirit in the woods grew stronger, and the people of Drivers Grove learned to respect the darkness that lurked beyond the safety of their homes. But as time passed, Emily's voice joined the haunting melody that echoed through the forest, a spectral reminder of the horrors that lay hidden in the heart of Drivers Grove's woods. Her presence served as a chilling warning to those who dared to challenge the malevolent spirit that dwelled there, a reminder that some legends are best left undisturbed. And so, the town of Drivers Grove continued to live in fear, knowing that the malevolent presence in the woods would forever be a part of their lives, lurking in the shadows, waiting for the next curious soul to venture into the darkness, never to return.